Olympics. We got some chat comments and questions that we make sure that we get to. All super chats will definitely be read. But the thing that's out there that's like the elephant in the room right now
Okay, what is it?
is like, of course, the press conference that just went down
Oh yeah.
um, with Coach Primer. We've seen you cover this actually not a few hours ago on the Rewind. You guys can check that out also on the pregame show channel. But if you're in here live right now and you saw saw Uncle Neely's response and you want to have a questioning about that, put it in the chat right now and maybe we can get to it. But as we stand right now, Uncle Neely, and you can kind of recap what you said. As we stand right now, everybody saw what went on. What's the feeling on it? And kind of give us a little backstory, a little bit, and then we can recap on it on what happened in the press conference.
Well, man, it's beginning to get one of those points you feel like you've told your story so many times you don't know where to start or end it. But it's simply this. Coach Prime is not going to allow you to continually disrespect the program and what he's doing for these young people in the way they're being led to be competitive, to be professionals, both on and off the field. And you have this one particular, for lack of a better word, journalist who week after week, and we ain't talking about something that just started, week after week last season, always has a negative tone, always has an attack tone, always has something to say in his two-part question that is challenging, but not challenging in a way that you see other coaches get handled, challenging in a way that is nitpicking. And so Coach Prime just simply said to him, man, why? Why are you here? Why are you doing this? Why are you negative? Why do you treat us like this? What have we done to you? And the guy couldn't answer the questions. And Coach Prime just shut it down. To me, it has the vestiges of white privilege and arrogancy, where you think someone as prestigious as Coach Prime is, or a head coach in America, that you could just handle them the way you want to handle them, but they can't say anything back to you. And never did Coach Prime raise his voice. Never did Coach Prime call this guy out of his name. And then the next day, the guy writes a letter, talking about Coach Prime is fearful because he knows he's got a 5-7 team, and he knows he's going to have a losing record. So he came into the meeting angry. Never in that process was he angered. Never did he yell. He was in a very happy mood. It was his birthday. His grandchild was born. But this guy interprets a head coach, a black head coach, not wanting to entertain your BS any longer as anger. And that just did not happen. That was not the case.
All right. Well, a few things from what you just said. One is I have a clip that we're going to play for everybody out there that haven't seen it. We'll play this clip. But once again, happy birthday to Coach Prime. It was his birthday. And then also congratulations on becoming a grandfather for the first time. With Deandra having her baby boy, right?
Yeah.
And shouts out to Jaquise also. And congrats on their engagement and all the things, of course, of that matter. But man, let's just play the clip, dog, because everything you said, you'll see right here. And I found it funny that the guy can say that somebody is upset and they came in upset because they're going to lose the coming season. What? You telling me I'm coming in upset? That's a whole new one right there. You need a different profession. You shouldn't be sitting there asking no questions. If you could tell how the hell I'm gonna come up in here in the mood I'm in. You cold-blooded then, bro. Hey, here we go.
Couple more.
Coach Sean Keeler, the Denver Post. Happy summer, my man.
You don't like us, man. Why do you do this to yourself?
Come on.
You don't like us.
Mark likes me, by the way. Huh? Yeah, Mark said he likes me.
No,
so that's
you
one.
don't. Why do you do this, though?
No, I'm sorry. Two-part.
No, I'm serious. Why do you do this? Like, you don't. Like, why do you do this?
No, it's not about that. Football question. Football question.
Why do you do this? Like, it would be hard for me to really engage in someone I don't like or something I don't like. I'm just asking why. Like, why?
Gotta pay.
What did I do?
You didn't do anything. It's not about that. This is a football question.
I'm asking you why.
Yeah, you can answer that. It's
okay,
not
answer me.
because
Because you want me to answer you. So
yeah, okay, that's fine. That's fair.
Why?
Why? Because I have
Give me
questions.
your why.
What's your why? What do you want to know?
Why are you always on attack? Like, what did we do?
Where am I on attack today? Where am I on attack?
Yeah, I'm not gonna give you opportunities to be on attack. But I'm asking you why. Like, what does it do for you? Like, what happened?
It's not about me.
But what happened to get you like this?
It's a good question.
No, I'm serious. 'Cause I want to help. No, I'm serious. I want to help. Because it's not normal.
We can talk about that. We can talk about that.
Okay.
Can I ask you a football question?
No,
Seriously.
No, we'll talk about that. When we talk about that, I'll talk about that with you.
Can we ask you a football question,
When I
please?
talk about that, we talk about that. We can talk about that.
I have a question over here.
Let's go.
Couple more. Done.
Coach Sean.
Man, classic right there. That's a classic clip, classic Prime in my opinion. When Prime, with a black man don't want to have nothing to do with you, he hit you with this right here. It's serious, dog. You done something. And he's sitting over there. He tried to deflect it, in my opinion. He tried to deflect or play it off at first, thinking that Coach Prime wasn't serious by saying, such and such don't like me, or, try to play it off. And then he realized he was serious. So I think he's gonna be in a whole different space coming soon. He's gonna be like that kid in the classroom that nobody want to sit next to. And he probably just messed it up for whoever he's working for and such. So uh, any other perspective that you have on this, man, from that point of view, from your perspective, from your point of view? Because
Sure, I would recommend that everybody, when this live is over, you can hop on the pregame show channel and watch a breakdown of it. We did about a 30-minute episode earlier today on deciphering this, so I don't want to belabor it here with this show. But there's just a couple of things I do want to point out. When you get about 30 seconds into the exchange, you hear this reporter from the Denver Post say, "I got to pay the bills." When Coach Prime is asking him, "Why you like this? Why do you do this?" And he says out of his own mouth, "I got to pay the bills." So he is admitting, "I'm a paid attack dog. This is what I do. I come in here and push buttons because that's what puts money in my account on the 1st and 15th." His words, not mine. Second to that, when Coach Prime says to him, "What did we do to you? Why are you like this? Why do you do us like this?" He had no response to it. He said that was a good question. And then when Coach Prime says, "Why do you get to ask me something, I can't ask you something?" He admits that's fair. Now, the next day when he writes an article, he even owns up to, "I probably had this coming." He knows he pushes buttons. He knows he's in there with a negative slant to things. And what people got to understand out there is that when you say, "Oh, he's just doing his job," how is it somebody's job to be disrespectful? And why does Coach Prime's job put him in a position that he has to allow or afford somebody to do that? Like, he ain't no damn punching bag. He's a grown man that is over other grown people and young men growing up. He is a father figure and protector of this organization. And this guy's always lobbying punches, grenades, and attacks. And so it's just like, look, dude, enough is enough. You don't like us, then we're not going to like you. If you can't explain to it what it is you have against us, why am I even entertaining you? And so this is not an issue with, say, the Denver Post, because there was a Denver Post reporter in the room that got to ask a question, and their question was answered. This guy, that particular guy that you saw sitting there with the glasses on and the beard, is him every week. Even during the weekly press conference with the student athletes, he's flipping toward them. He turns his back on them while they're being interviewed. It's always just him. And so you have to understand, for a person to come out the next day and say, "Oh, you're just mad because you're going to lose," that's you projecting. You want that to happen. That's what you believe is going to happen. And so why would I want somebody to be around me like that? And you're going to see, man, this guy is going to be very limited. You've probably seen the last of him as far as asking a question in the press room.
Damn. Man, talk about shooting yourself in the foot. But you know what the thing is? When I went back and looked at his Twitter, and this be the last thing we'll say about him, but because we already given him enough shine. But when I went back and looked at his Twitter, he's basking in the glory of this. Like, he's loving it. It's like, this is what I called for. This is my time. This is what he wanted, And if you're having to pay your bills, dog, it's a respectable way to do it. I think if you did it with respect with Coach Prime, you would get more out of him, as opposed to trying to write BS stories for, like, trying to be like a shock jock or a shock journalist, whatever it is he's trying to do. Don't you realize you can get a one-on-one by just being real, being straight up about it? and not having a crazy negative undertone. You know what I'm saying? So, hey man, you get more. What is it? Grandma used to say you get more bees with honey, right?
Yeah,
That's how
yeah,
it works. Huh?
yeah. And this is just one of those issues, man, that rears its ugly head. Uh, we all have privilege, and there's a thing called white privilege. Let me give you this privilege story about me, big dog. I'm not white, but I got privilege. Let me tell you how my privilege worked. I happen to know Bun B because Bun B used to come to Jackson lot and he used to work with my homeboy Kevin Stokes. We call him OG Stokes. And so they connected me together. So when it was time to get the Trill burgers, I didn't have to wait in line like everybody else did. I went around the line and got my burgers. But what I did when I got my burger, I didn't wave it in nobody's face and say, ha ha, I got mine before you. Look at me, I'm privileged. I didn't act like I was better than nobody else. I thanked the staff. I tipped the staff. I was appreciative to the staff. But yes, my privilege got me into an environment that everybody else had to wait a little longer for. These folks come in these press rooms, they think because they have a keyboard, they can talk to this black coach any way they want to talk to him, and he just has to sit there and take it. But they picked the wrong woman. They picked Deion Sanders because he got some privilege as well. He got a gold jacket in the Hall of Fame. He's got a career in broadcasting and journalism. He's got a career in coaching that nobody in the room can touch or match. And you're not just going to handle him the way you want to handle him, particularly when you come at the students, the student athletes, the children's program. He's going to respond and you're going to be on the outs.
Good, and that's why old boy got what he got. And you're gonna have to lay in the bed that you made now, dog. You know,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And let me say this: it's a big bed. There's going to be some others getting there with him in the weeks to come.
It's a big bed.
Oh yeah, it's a
No
big
Diddy,
bed.
but Diddy had one of them big old beds. You know the big
Oh
custom
yeah,
bed?
yeah. I
Yeah.
guess they can be no Diddy in there because we're gonna fill that bed up if they